Okay, hi guys. We're having some technical difficulties, so let's wait a couple seconds here. All right, we're gonna get started in just in a couple seconds. We were having some technical difficulties, so if you can just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me and see me. Awesome. Hi, Sandra. All right, let's get started. So tonight we're just going to start off in a seated position. So if you can just find a comfortable position on your mat, your floor, wherever you are in your house. You can sit in a cross-legged position if that brings any discomfort to the hips. You can bring the feet out, feet flat on the ground. You can also come up, bring your tops of your feet crossed onto the thighs here, just to open up the hips a little bit. You can drop the hands onto the knees, into the lap, just whatever is most comfortable for your body. Trying to sit that spine up nice and long. Then we're going to drop the chin slightly towards the chest. And let's just start off the practice by taking some deep full breaths. I like to close my eyes here. Taking inhale, drawing it deep into the back of the throat. And as you exhale, pushing it out through the nostrils. Inhale, exhale, inhale, feel the ribcage expand, exhale, draw the ribcage together. Inhale, draw that breath in through the nostrils, and as you exhale, pressing that breath out back through the nostrils. Using our Ujjayi breath. I like to use this breath in our yoga practice. It's a light sound, a snore-like sound through the body. It just tries to helps keep the mind calm. And every exhale, I want you to imagine like there's a mirror underneath the nose, and as you exhale, you're trying to fog that mirror up. So as you inhale, great big inhale, drawing that energy and breath into the body. And as you exhale, you're trying to fog that mirror up with the nostrils. Let's try 2 more breaths here. And see if you can maintain this breath throughout the entire practice. Good. We're going to drop our hands down onto the knees. And from here, you're going to bring your right hand onto your right knee, your left hand to the back. And as you exhale, just want you to twist your gaze over top of that left shoulder. So you can sit up nice and tall. So as you inhale, you're pulling in the belly button. As you exhale, you're twisting over that left shoulder. Good. And inhale, come back down the center. Exhale, switching sides. Bring that right hand to the low back, sit up nice and tall on an inhale, and as you exhale, gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, sitting up even taller, and as you exhale, you're squeezing the ribcage together and help twisting through the spine. Awesome. Inhale, back down the center. From here, we're just going to add a little bit of movement into the neck. So on an inhale, sitting up nice and tall, you're going to bring your left hand over the head onto the right ear. As you exhale, you're going to drop your left ear to your left shoulder and reach out through that right arm. You may need to play around with that right arm until you feel a point where you can feel some length all the way from the fingertips towards that ear. Just holding here, still keeping the spine nice and long. Good. Inhale, release. Drop those hands down onto the legs. This time on the next inhale breath, you're going to reach that right hand over to the left ear, still sitting up nice and tall. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder, reach that left arm out. Again, play around with that left arm until you feel a spot where you're getting some length all the way from the fingertips to the ear. Awesome. Inhale, it's released. That neck here, we're going to drop our hands up in front of us. Either cross the ankles or bring your feet out to the sides, coming into your cat pose. So from here, I like to use this pose to warm the body. So the hands come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On an inhale, we're going to follow the breath through, lift those sit bones up towards the ceiling. Your chest pulls through the arms and the gaze comes between the eyes. As you exhale, hollow out through the stomach. So you can press your forehead towards your pelvis, draw into the heels of the hand, and inhale, come through. Lift that chest high. Exhale, squeeze the core in, press through those hands. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. You're just bringing that movement through the body, seeing if you can use the breath to guide you into the next asana. 1 more time. Shoulders slide away from the ears. Lift those sit bones up. Exhale. Press into the hand. Good. Inhale. Let's come to a neutral pelvis here. So those hips are nice and level. Spreading all 10 of the fingers nice and wide. Coming into your first downward facing dog. Let's tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the mat. And then pressing those sit bones back. So really lengthening out through the arms. Tailbone reaches high. Keep those knees bent as much as you need here. Just working on that length. Keeping some distance between the shoulders and ears. Engaging those back muscles. Let's try 3 breaths. Awesome. 1 more inhale. Pull back. Exhale. Let's walk the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway, we're going to come up, create that length through the low back, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring your feet hip distance apart, and just drape the upper body over top of the legs. You can keep the hands on the feet. If it feels comfortable, grab opposite elbow with opposite hand, and then just allow the head to hang heavy. It's like a ragdoll position here. Crown of the head is drawing towards the mat. You should feel a little bit of heat into those hips. Making sure we're not creating any tension in the neck. Let's draw the chin from side to side. Awesome. Take 2 more breaths here. Let's see if we can set our intention for the class. Whether it be to focus on the mind, the body, or just listening to the breath guide you into the poses. Let's release those hands down to the feet. On an inhale, once you move up 1 vertebra at a time, start by pressing into those feet, working up through the legs, engage the thighs here, squeeze through the glutes, pressing those hips forward, the abdominals engaged, pull the belly button in, and last, let's roll those shoulders back and bring the chest up. Okay, coming into mountain pose. Awesome. Coming into mountain pose, let's bring those feet together, hands come alongside the body. And in this position, I want you to see if you can engage every muscle in the body. So those feet press down into the floor. You're engaging up through the thighs, squeezing through the glutes, the core is engaged, and those fingertips are reaching into the mat. Engage the back sides of the arms here. And when you're ready, on an inhale, let's lift up, press the toes down. Exhale, bend the body forward. Moving to your sun salutation A. On an inhale, looking up, create that length. Exhale, step yourself back. From your knees or your toes, dropping down, bring those elbows into the sides. From here, release the entire body. And then as you exhale, keeping those hands underneath the shoulders and the elbows in nice and tight. Let's lift up into Cobra. Making sure the shoulders don't come to the ears here. We're going to slide those shoulders away. Good. And as you exhale, coming back up, you can add a push-up if you'd like, or come to the knees, and then pull yourself back up into a downward facing dog. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Good, just starting to bring some warmth into the body. Bring some movement. And as we start to get warmer, we can work our heels towards the mat without compromising that long back. We want to keep the back nice and long here. So bend the knees as much as you need to do this. Press out of the heels of the hands. All 10 of the fingers are pressing into the mat. Inhale, let's pull back. Exhale, gaze towards those fingertips. Step or float the feet. If we're floating the feet, engage the core here. And then exhale, release. Inhale, let's look up. Hands can come to the shins, to the thigh, making sure we have a nice long low back. And exhale, forward. All the way up to standing here. Reach those fingertips out to the side. Pull the belly button in, and bring the hands to standing. Exhale, palms to the center. Let's move here again, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, feet press down, hands reach up. Exhale, fold the body. Inhale, halfway, create that length. Again, hands to the shins, to the thigh. And as you exhale, step or jump the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Hands are underneath the shoulders from the knees or toes. Pull those elbows in. Inhale, lifting up. Cobra, or if you'd like, engage the thighs coming into upward facing dog. Feet rest on the tops of you're resting on the tops of the feet. And as you exhale here, you can add a push-up if you'd like, or just coming into your downward facing dog. At any time, any of these positions start to make the breath faster, or if your wrists start to hurt or any tension, just find yourself into child's pose, listening to your breath. Seeing if we can maintain a deep flow of breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Awesome. Let's try one more. Inhale, squeeze back. Exhale, step or flow forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up here. Reach out through those fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, palms to the center. Let's try one more time here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Starting to feel that heat move through the body. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana, nice strong arms. Inhale, lift up, Cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath here. Just start to feel a little bit more length into the back sides of the legs. You can start to work the heels towards the floor as long as we're not compromising the low back. See if every inhale you can open up the chest. Exhale, work the tailbone back. Good. Inhale, looking forward. As you exhale, this time we're going to drop down to our hands and knees, coming into that cat pose. So it's working here through the core and the abdominals, low back. We're going to make sure that those hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips, and the tailbone is nice and flat. You can balance a cup of water on the tailbone here. So really engaging those core muscles. On an inhale, I want you to start off just by drawing that right leg back. So we're staying on the right toes, making sure that that right hip doesn't drop down. You're engaging the core, the belly button's pulling to the spine, and the hips are nice and level here. If it feels right from here, you're going to squeeze that right leg up. Flexing through the foot, the heel draws towards the ceiling. Again, try not to let the hips shift. Keep those hips stable. If it feels all right here, rooting down through that right arm, we're going to lift those left fingertips forward here. Good. So try not to let that left shoulder come to the ear. We're still creating that length through the neck. Left fingertips are drawing forward, right heel is pulling back, and that core is engaged. If it feels right, we're gonna add movement here. If not, stay in this position. At any time the wrist starts to hurt through the right hand, you can also come into that child's pose. If you feel comfortable adding movement, from here we're gonna come into dancing cat. So as you exhale, that knee is gonna come towards the elbow, and as you inhale, drop out. Exhale, squeeze the core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Three more. Good. Two. Lengthen. And one. Reach out. This time we're going to drop our left hand down onto the mat, keeping that right leg still up. We're going to flex through that right foot and bring the knee out to the side. So it's working into the hips here. If it feels right, you can start to work that right heel out, drawing the heel out in line with the hip. And then try not to fall into your left side here. So we're still nice and stable through those arms. Holding here, or if you feel comfortable adding some balance, you're going to lift that left arm out to the side. Squeeze those hips and glutes. Let's try 3. Keep your breath deep. 2. And 1. As you exhale, inhale, come down the center, lift one more time. And exhale, lower down. Good, we're going to drop into child's pose, walk your hands over to the left side, and as you exhale, sink into that right hip. Awesome, let's come back up the center. Coming up to all fours when you're ready. Just realigning the body here. We're going to come over to that left side. So from here again, making sure those hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Starting off nice and slow here. Pull that belly button in as you exhale, draw the left leg back. Making sure those hips don't shift. We could balance a cup of water on the tailbone. As you exhale, squeeze the core in, lift that left leg up. Nice and strong through the upper body here. This feels alright. We're going to start to lengthen those right fingertips forward. Pull out through the left heel, right fingertips draw forward. That left arm is nice and strong here. Try not to fall into the shoulder. We're pulling out of the shoulder, engaging those arm muscles. If you feel comfortable, we're going to come into dancing cat. So moving here, if not, stay in this position. As you exhale, we're going to pull that elbow to knee, engage the core, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, inhale. Good. Try one more here. As you exhale, squeeze the core. Inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, drop that right hand down. Coming into the hip a little. Flex through that left foot. Lift the left knee out to the side. So keeping a bend in the leg. You can already probably feel that in your right hip. From there, you're going to draw that left leg out to the side, if it feels comfortable. I always automatically go to the opposite shoulder, so try to pull that upper body weight evenly over the hands. If it feels right, you can release that right hand. Breathe here. Awesome. Bringing that heat into the hip. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come down the center, lift. And exhale, lower down. Good. Walk the hands now over to the right side and then drop down through that left hip. Let's try 3 deep breaths here, really pulling through the side. And when we're ready, we'll come back up the center. Exhale, up tall fours, finding your downward facing dog. If you'd like, you can walk the dog, bend one leg as you lengthen the other. Good. Next inhale, once you gaze towards those fingertips, exhale, step or hop the feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up here. Inhale. Strong through that core. Exhale, palms to center. Let's get a little bit warmer here in our sun salutation B. So we're going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So starting with the feet together, or if that brings discomfort to the hips, you can bring the feet hip distance apart, just whatever works best for your body. Start with the hands on the hips or out in front. As you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're sitting back in a chair. So making sure those knees don't pass the toes, or pulling back through those sit bones. Chest is still lifted. Hands can stay on the hips, out in prayer, or if you'd like, you can lift the hands high. Let's squeeze those thighs together if the feet are together. If not, I want you to imagine keeping those legs in line with the ankles. Find your breath. Good. Sink down a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take that heat. Fold the body forward. Inhale, halfway, looking up. Exhale, step or jump back. All the way down. Inhale, or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Inhale, we're going to square off the left foot. Exhale, lunge the right. Coming into your warrior one here. So checking in with the stance, the right heel should be in line with the instep of the left. Start off with your hands on your hips, twisting both hips forward here. Back legs nice and straight. You can hold here if it feels right. You can release the hands high. Let's just hold here for 3 deep breaths. Really squeeze that back leg. We want to get that back leg as straight as we can and then surrender into that right leg. Good. Try one more inhale. If you'd like, pull up through the chest. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or jump back, lower down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. From our downward facing dog, moving to the left side, we're going to square off our right foot. Exhale, lunge to the left. Again, heel of the left foot's in line with the instep of the right. Coming up, twist those hips forward. Really pull that right leg nice and straight and then sink into the left. Holding here with the hands, you can bring the hands into prayer, or if it feels right, lift the hands high. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Every exhale, so you can sink a little bit deeper, twisting those hips square to the front. One more inhale if you'd like, we'll lift the chest. Exhale to the mat. All the way down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Try 5 deep breaths in our downward facing dog. We're going to move through a sun salutation B 2 more times, trying to match your breath to movement. So again, if you feel like you need to take an extra breath in any of the poses, doing so, just moving at your own pace. On an inhale, let's gaze forward. Exhale, step or float the feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold the body. Oops, sorry about that. At your own breath here, inhale, drop down, hands come high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back. All the way down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Adding your warriors. Inhale, square off your left foot. Exhale, lunge to the right. All the way up, inhale. Exhale to the mat. Again, adding a breath if you need so. Inhale, come up, shoulders away from the earth. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot squares off. Exhale, lunge to left. Inhale, deep lunge. Exhale to the floor. Five deep breaths in our downward facing dog. As we start to bring some heat into the body, we can work on lengthening through those legs. Two more breaths here, just keeping those shoulders away from the ears. All 10 of the fingers pressing into the mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Back to your chair pose. Inhale, Utkatasana, sitting down. Hands come high. Exhale to standing. Let's try again. One more breath each pose. Bringing that heat into the body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one. Inhale, square off the left. Exhale, lunge to the right. Virabhadrasana A, deep lunge. Back leg is straight. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, square off the right. Exhale, lunge to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Either coming in your downward facing dog or child's pose. Just finding your breath, reconnecting the flow in and out of the nose. Inhale, and you gaze towards the fingertips. Exhale, step or float the feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeezing down through those sit bones. Exhale to standing. We're going to come through a balancing series here. So starting off on the right leg. So I want you to come heavy into your left foot. I'll do the opposite. So you're going to come heavy into your left foot, come up onto your right toes. Again, I want you to come back to those hip bones. Imagine like there's lights on the hip bones, and you don't want those lights to move. So you want to keep those lights pointing forward evenly. As you exhale, we're going to lift that right leg up. Engage to the core, so pulling that belly button in. You might want to just stay here, that's fine. Keeping your eyes on something to gaze at will help keep the balance still and the breath deep. You want to go deeper. See if you can grab onto that right knee, pull the knee into the chest, shoulders still relax away from the ears. If you want to try a little bit deeper through balance, you can yogi grip the toe. So two-piece fingers and thumb make a hook around the toe, and you can work that leg straight. Find your gaze, listen to your breath. Let's try 3 deep breaths here. Awesome. We're going to open up through that hip now. So with the bent leg, you're going to bring your knee in, draw that knee out to the side. You can grab on the front side of the knee if it feels more comfortable on the outside. This time, those hips are still going to be facing forward. We're just trying to pull that right hip open. And stay here. Reach out through the right arm. And then to challenge that balance, you can gaze over the right fingertip, over to the right fingertips. And again, if you want to go deeper, you can yogi grip that left toe and work that left leg out to the side. And gaze over the right fingertips. 3 breaths here. Just working with your own body here. Listen to the body, listen to the breath. Good. Inhale, we're going to come back down the center. So with a bent leg, you're going to drop that leg behind you now. So the right foot comes behind you, the knee's bent. If you can grab onto the foot doing so, you're going to, if this is enough challenge for the balance, stay here. You can reach that left hand out in front of you and lean the body forward if it feels right. If not, just staying here working that hand into the foot into the hand. You want to go deeper coming into dancer pose. So we're pressing that right foot into the right hand and that left hand comes out in front. Engage your core, stabilizing through that left foot. Yeah. Trying to find your balance. Let's try 3 breaths. I like to call it like an edge sketch. We're going to start over with a Shavasana. Inhale, exhale. Not Shavasana, sorry. Vinyasa. All the way down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. 5 deep breaths here. Towards those fingertips. Exhale, step or float the feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's come over to the other side now. So this time we're going to come heavy into your right foot. You're going to bring your left toes up. So again, keeping those hips nice and stable. You're going to start to work that left leg up. You may just stay here, keeping those eyes still. Trying to bring a slight bend into that right foot will help support the ankle. If you want to go deeper, you can bring that knee into the chest. And you want to go even deeper, yogi grip that toe, and then you can work the leg forward. Wherever you're at, let's just find your breath, keep those eyes still. Always tend to have one side that's a little bit easier for balance than the other. So try not to get frustrated in any of these positions. Even if you just stand on the mat and listen to the sound of your breath, we're practicing yoga. Good, let's bend that leg. We're gonna bring that knee out to the side, trying to open up through the hips here. Hand can stay onto the hip. If you want to challenge balance, reach that right arm out and gaze over the right shoulder. If you want to go deeper, if I can get it here, you're going to yoga grip the toe and start to work that left leg out. Awesome. One more inhale. Exhale, let's come down the center. Coming into dancer pose now. So we're going to bend through that left leg. Left hand reaches back to grab onto the foot. You can just hold here if you'd like. If you want to go deeper, you start to press the foot into the hand, and then even deeper, you can reach that right hand forward, and then coming into your dancer pose. Awesome work. One more inhale. And exhales, come down the center. Good. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back. All the way into the mat. Inhale, come up. Feel that stress, really press those hips down. Exhale, down. And then inhale here, let's gaze towards those fingertips. As you exhale, let's step or float the feet. Inhale, halfway, and exhale, fold. All the way up here. And exhale, palms to the center. Good. From here, we're going to bring our hands onto our hips. I think I will do it forward here. You're going to lunge your right leg forward and back, your left leg back. You're going to square off those left toes, so same as a warrior one, the heel's in line with the instep of the left foot. You're going to come into triangle pose though. So like warrior two, both your hips are facing the side wall. Here you can reach out through the arms, and instead of bending through the legs, we're going to pull the legs long. So don't lock the knees out. You want to engage those quads here. So you're squeezing through the legs, reach out through the arms, and as you exhale, kick out through that left hip, drop the right hand down. So you can bring that right hand down to the shin, to the thigh, to the floor if it feels comfortable. And then I want you to imagine like the body's being squished between two walls here. So you're trying to make the body as narrow as you can. You want to keep those shoulders stacked on top of one another, the hips pull in, and then I want you to imagine like there's a wall between the legs here. You're trying to squeeze those inner thighs towards one another. Lengthen here. If it feels right through the neck, you can gaze up towards the ceiling. inhale, open that arm up. As you exhale, we're gonna drop that left hand down to the floor. You may need to step in that back leg here, coming into reverse triangle. You're gonna point those left toes a little bit more forward. Bring your left hand onto the shin or thigh. And you might wanna bring a slight bend into that right leg if you're tight through the IT band. From here, I want the back nice and flat, so you can bend through that leg if you need to make the back flat. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist the opposite direction. So you can bring that right hand to low back, making sure it stays flat. If it feels right, you can slide the hand down that right shin, and then work the right hand up. So we're twisting here. Really good for the digestive system. Try one more inhale. Wherever you're at, open up. And exhale, let's come down here. From here, coming back to your high push-up position, lower down. Inhale, press up, cobra. Exhale, down, facing dog. Good. For downward facing dog, I want you to lift that right leg up as high as you can. If it feels right, you can drop the heel towards the glute, open up through that hip. Gazing forward, let's lunge that right leg through the hands. Coming into your crescent lunge, either stay up on that left toe or drop down to the knee, whatever feels most comfortable for your body. You can start off just by pressing your hands into the thigh, draw the chest away. If you're up on that left toe, making sure that we're pulling that leg strong. So you want to imagine the back of the knee lifting up towards the ceiling, so that back leg's nice and straight. Hands can stay into the thigh. Come into prayer, or if you'd like, lift it high. Try 3 breaths here. So you can sink into those hips. Awesome, one more inhale. As you exhale, if you're staying up on the toe, still contracting that back leg, you're gonna drop your forearm down to that right thigh. If you're down on the knee, same thing. If you can, the elbow comes to the right, outside of the right knee, and then you use the strength of the arms here to twist the chest open. If that's a little too much on the back, bring your forearm down to the thigh, right hand comes to low back, and we're twisting here. Think of rolling that right shoulder open. Awesome, one more inhale. And exhale, let's come down into your high push-up, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Good. Press those sit bones back, relax into the hamstring. One more inhale. Exhale, gaze forward, step or hop the feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up here. Engage the core. And exhale, palms to the center. Good. Let's come to triangle pose on the left side now. So we're going to reach that right leg back. Again, same stance here with the heels in line with the instep of the right foot. Reaching out the arms like a warrior 2 here, where the hips are facing the side wall. And this time, instead of bending the legs, we're engaging those legs. So we're really pulling up through the thighs, engaging all the muscles in the legs. Reach out through those arms, kick out through the right hip, and drop that left hand down to the shin, to the thigh, the floor if it feels comfortable. And then I want you to think of stacking those shoulders on top of one another. So we're opening up that chest nice and wide. We're trying to pull the glutes in, so you're almost stacking those hip bones on top of one another. And then pulling the inner thighs towards one another. If it feels all right, you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Awesome, one more inhale. Exhale, let's bring those hands down to the mat. Stepping in that back leg here, just to help with that IT band. If you're tighter through the IT band like myself, you may need to bring a slight bend through that left leg. And then you can start off with your right hand on the thigh, left hand to the low back. From here, you want to twist that left shoulder open, and then if it feels right, you can start to work that left leg straight. If it feels right from there, you can also drop that hand down to the floor or to the left foot. and then twist from here. Try and keep that leg straight, and then if it feels right, lift the left hand up. So working deep into those IT down. A nice pull here. Come back to the sound of your breath. Awesome, one more inhale. And exhale, let's come down all the way to the mat, lowering down nice and strong. Those elbows brush the sides. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Good, from our downward facing dog, we're gonna lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. Feels are great, you can drop the left heel to the glute. Open up through those hips. Strong through the arms. And then exhale, gaze towards the fingertips. Let's launch that left leg through. Drop down to the right knee for crescent lunge. If you feel any strain through the knees, you want to do so. Press your hands into that left thigh and draw the chest away. So we're trying to release through the hip here and then deepen into that left side. If it feels right, you can engage that back leg. So squeezing through that back leg, pulling the back of the knee towards the ceiling. Holding here. Hands can come in prayer, or if you'd like, lift the hands high. And then we're going to add a twist here. So again, from the toes, or if you'd like, come down to the knee. That right forearm comes onto the left thigh, left hand to the low back, and you can twist that shoulder open here. If you want to go deeper, the elbow can come to the outside of the left knee. Palms come together. And then use the strength of your arms here to try to pull your prayer down to the center of the chest. And then if you want to go even deeper, you can pull that back leg straight. One more inhale, and exhale. Let's come down, stepping back, lower to your mat. Inhale, come up, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Just pulling back in that downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, gaze towards the fingertips. Exhale, step or float the feet. Inhale, halfway. Feel that length. Exhale, fold. All the way up here. Reach out through those arms. Pull the belly button and come up to standing. And exhale, palms to center. Let's flow through a final vinyasa here. Hands high, press the feet down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back. All the way down, nice and strong. Inhale. And exhale, down dog. Final downward facing dog here. So you can get some nice length. Shoulders pulling away from the ears. Those heels are working their way towards the mat. Inhale, let's gaze towards the fingertips and then drop down to the hands or knees. Cross the ankles or bring the feet out to the sides. And then from here, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So the bottoms of the feet come together. And you pull them in nice and tight. If your knees are up here, bring your feet out to the sides and then just slowly applying some pressure to the knees here to feel some release through the groin. If you can bring the feet in tighter, doing so. And then squeezing those knees in towards the mat. If it feels right, you can also bring the body weight forward. Just working, doing whatever feels best for your body. Coming into a forward bend here, so staff pose. We're going to flex those feet up towards the ceiling. Hands come alongside the body, so engaging the heels of the hands into the mat. The shoulders roll away from the ears. Then I want you to squeeze those feet up towards the ceiling. So you're pressing the calves into the floor. You should almost feel your heels start to lift off the mat. Hands are alongside. And then when you're ready, without releasing that contraction through the fronts of the legs, I want you to start to hinge the body forward. So we may barely move, and that's completely fine. Just staying where you're at, and then just see with every exhale. If you can fold the body a little bit deeper. Imagine the breath here like an ocean wave. As you inhale, we're going to come up and lengthen, straighten through the low back, and as you exhale, crash a little bit deeper, coming forward. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths. Good. Inhale, open all the way up. And as you exhale, flow all the way into the mat. Good. From here, bring one into the chest and then the other. And just gently rock from side to side. Close with an inversion here. So start off with your hands alongside the body. If you have any neck or shoulder injuries, I just want you to stay here with the feet lifting up towards the ceiling. So we're just allowing that blood to cool down into those hips. If it feels right from here, making sure that your gaze stays towards your chest. On an inhale, I want you to press your hands into the mat. And as you exhale, we're going to kick the hips over top of the shoulders. So from here, you want to really engage the core, and you're going to bring those hips over top of the shoulders. If that feels right, you can start to drop your knees towards your forehead and lengthen the toes over top. And just take deep, full breaths here. Make sure that gaze stays towards the belly button. Super good for the body to do inversions. So allowing that blood to flow through the body here. Again, if you feel uncomfortable in this position, just make sure that your feet are lifting up towards the ceiling. Eyes are closed, hands are alongside the body. Let's try 2 more breaths. Good. From here, come back up, and then just lower down, 1 vertebra at a time. Good. And those knees will come back to the chest, squeeze them in nice and tight. If it feels okay, rock from side to side. Keep that right knee squeezing in, left leg long. Exhale, right arm out to the side, drag that knee across the body. Take some deep full breaths into the low back here. When you're ready, guide that knee back up. Switching sides. Left knee draws in, right leg long. Right arm out, left arm out to the side, and drag that left knee across the body. Take some deep full breaths here into the back. And guide that left knee up. Both knees come into the chest. And then pulling yourself into a tight, tight little ball. I like to see if we can engage every muscle in the body here. So if you can grab onto the bottoms of the feet, do so. Otherwise, the shins, the knees. Just see if you can scrunch the face up as tight as you can. Clench the jaw, the toes squeeze, the hands are engaged. Everything feels heavy and tense here. I want you to hold the breath for 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, let's just fall down into Shavasana here. Allow those feet to open up to the sides. The hands release out from the hips. The palms are up towards the ceiling. And just close the eyes. Most important pose of our yoga practice is Shavasana. Giving our bodies time here to absorb all that energy you've brought into the body. And just allow the flow of breath to enter in. You can feel the rise and fall of the stomach and chest. Feel those shoulders just melting into the mat like snowballs on a sunny day, drying away from the ears. As the feet roll out to the sides, the hips release. started practice, we thought of our intentions for the practice, just rechecking with the body. And gently, let's just slowly start to bring movement into the hands and feet. If you can stay here for longer, do so. Otherwise, gently awakening the body. If it feels right, you can draw the chin from side to side. If that feels right, let's stretch those hands high above the head and lengthen the toes forward. And then we just roll on to the right side, bring your knees into your chest, and take a couple deep breaths here. Just allowing everything to fall back into place. When the body feels ready, you can bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Just closing the practice. Seeing if we can sit up nice and tall, drop that chin slightly towards the chest. Hands can come to the knees, to the lap in mudra. Just close the eyes here. Let's take 5 deep breaths. As you inhale, see if you can feel that energy drawing up through the body. And as you exhale, feeling centered, energized. Every exhale, see if we can press that tension, stress, to-do list just away, giving ourselves some lightness, calmness through the mind. Awesome. On the next inhale, bring your hands high above the head, opening the gaze. And as you exhale, bring the palms to the center. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you guys had a great practice and an awesome weekend. Thanks.